Hey everyone, welcome to this session by Intellipaat. My name is Anirudh and I welcome you all to this session. I hope you guys had a beautiful day, and in this session we're going to check out the future scope of artificial intelligence. Well guys, before we begin with the session, make sure to subscribe to the Intellipaat's YouTube channel and hit that bell icon so that you never miss an update from us. On that note, let's take a quick glance at today's agenda. We'll begin by taking a quick introduction to artificial intelligence, and after that we can understand the timeline of how artificial intelligence came into the picture and where we are right now. And after this we can of course discuss the future of AI, followed by a step-by-step career path which will help you guys become artificial intelligence developers. And after that we'll have a discussion on the artificial intelligence developers salary, and at the end of it I'm going to guide you guys on your quickest paths to become AI developers. Well guys, as you always know, I have a surprise at the end of the session waiting for you guys, so make sure to stick till the end. So on that note, without further ado, let's begin the first item on this live session. So it's the introduction to artificial intelligence. To start out with this particular introduction, let us actually take a quick throwback to the 1950s. The 1950s was a very different world compared to what we have today. So think about it. A 1950s computer looks like it's out of this world, right? And then the fashion sense was very different. The Cold War was going on. So amidst all of this, right, amidst all of what was happening in the 1950s, there was one thing which happened in 1956 which was amazing. So there's this conference called as the Dartmouth Conference. So basically it was a group of scientists meeting together for a summer research project, and this project lasted for about 8 weeks. So in the Dartmouth conference was where Mr. John McCarthy, the person who's called as the father of artificial intelligence, because he was the person who coined the term artificial intelligence. And think about it, 64 years after this, the world is still going mad about artificial intelligence, right? So guys, again, I want you guys to head to the comment section and let me know about what you think about artificial intelligence, where we are right now and where we are headed in the future as well. So coming to the opinion of Daphne Collar, who works at the Stanford AI lab, says that he believed in artificial intelligence in terms of building an artifact that could actually replicate human level intelligence. Guys, human level intelligence. And because of this, he was very unhappy with the AI we had today. Well, when you can think about it, today we have so much of artificial intelligence around us. It's so subtly integrated into our lives that we might not notice it's there. But then this still doesn't beat the human level intelligence that Mr. John McCarthy was hunting for back in the day. Says that pretty much, which provides some very useful applications today as well, but then everything was just focusing on machine learning. He wanted artificial intelligence to pass something called as the Turing test. Guys, I know you might not know what the Turing test is, but then I'm going to tell you what the Turing test is, so stick for a second. So just before understanding the Turing test, we need to check out what artificial intelligence is. Guys, quickly, let me tell you, a formal definition of artificial intelligence is something like this. It's the theory and the development of computer systems which basically make the computer intelligent enough to replicate human intelligence or a part of human intelligence. So in certain tasks such as, which require visual perception, speech recognition, decision making, translation between multiple languages and so forth, is where human intelligence actually shines over artificial intelligence right now. So when we have to think about AI in today's world, it's basically mathematics on steroids, because there is a lot of math, there is a lot of processing where data happens. But then when you think about it, if it's just mathematics on steroids now, what is it in the future? Well, in the future, it is to basically achieve cognitions. It is to make sure that the machine pretty much becomes as efficient and as intelligent as humans are, or at the end of the day, to make sure that this machine can replicate some human level intelligence. In fact, there are theories that these machines can outperform humans, and with cognition they can start a revolution of their own, is such thing. Again, we're going to discuss all of this in a couple of slides from now. So, coming to give you guys an idea about the artificial intelligence timeline, let's check this out. Let's head back to the key moments of 1943. Again, 1943, it was a time where World War II was happening, and it required some out-of-the-box thinking to make sure that pretty much someone actually could crack this particular language that the Germans used, which was called as the Enigma. So, this Enigma machine was an encrypted device which was sending messages to all of its ships, submarines and whatnot. But then this person came along, Mr. Alan Turing. The Turing test is basically based on his name. So let me quickly tell you what the Turing test is. So he was a British mathematician who actually invented the Turing test. So let's say you're a human person, you're a human questioner, and you're asking questions to one computer and one human, but then you do not know which is the human and which is the computer. So if you ask a question randomly, and if the computer and the human both give you a response where you cannot identify the computer and differentiate it from the human, then that computer which is sitting there answering for you has answered the Turing test. So basically it is a blind test where a human being cannot find the difference or tell the difference between a human and a computer. So this is what a Turing test is, and this bar was set very high even from the past as well, because again, to make an intelligent machine, it has to have the capability to fool a human being into thinking that that computer is another human. So this is all about the Turing test, and the Turing machine which came out, basically Alan Turing's brainchild, that actually helped the Allies win the entirety of the World War. And this is the start of AI, guys. The first application of artificial intelligence was put together in this world to make sure we put an end to the war, and that was very important. And in 1956, as I told you, the term was coined, and the scientists actually started to tackle the concepts. It all began basically when a top scientist, Marvin Minsky, this person had a view which was alongside McCarthy's view, and at the end of the day, they got very good funding from the US government, and they thought they can use the AI to end another war, which is basically the Cold War which is going on. But then they started something called as the AI laboratory, which happens to be at MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and it is still there. So right from 1956 till today, it's going strong, guys. And then let's take a quick fast forward to 1981. 1981 is when artificial intelligence got commercialized. So this person called as Ken Olsen, you might have heard of him. Ken Olsen is actually the founder of DEC, which is Digital Equipment Corporation, and he was one of the first business leaders to think about making use of AI for a business, to make AI work with the commercial goal in mind, basically. And this was something amazing. And think about this, we're still talking about the 1980s, right? And then came the 1990s, especially 1997. There was something called as the fight of the century, fight of the 20th century. Let me tell you why we call it that. So this person, Mr. Garry Kasparov is a grandmaster when it comes to chess. He has won multiple world championships, and at one point of time, he was thought to be the guy unbeatable in the game of chess. So basically what the people at IBM did was they created a supercomputer, called it as Deep Blue. And people actually had this notion about Deep Blue that it can think like God. Think about it. They calling a computer names such as they're attributing stuff to a computer, saying it can think like God. That is how strong Deep Blue was. You can see a picture of Deep Blue on the right side. It's a huge black tower which is standing there. So it's basically a set of computers running together to form a supercomputer. So basically what it could do was it could evaluate 200 million moves in a single point of time. Every second it can understand 200 million moves, and it could play chess that quick. And it beat Garry Kasparov multiple times, but then Garry Kasparov came back and actually beat it once again. So when you have to think about it, this was the first time ever that a machine could actually go on to take on a world champion, a multiple time world champion, a grandmaster, and then pretty much think over and above that as well. So this was 1997. When we talk about 2002, this is when the first signs of robots came into picture. In fact, I have a personal connection with Roombas. Roombas are basically automated floor cleaning robots. So I actually still have a Roomba from back in the day, and I got a new one as well. So Roombas are basically, robots which go on to clean your house, clean your carpets, and they basically remove all the dust, pet hair, and all the things. So basically, there were so many layers of behavioral generating systems which actually made Roomba an intelligent cleaning robot, and this basically helped it to clean carpets, clean floor without any help of a human being. It used to come out of its own charging dock, clean your entire house, work around pets, work around everything, go back, charge itself again, and pretty much, it was so fantastic. I'm glad to be an owner of this, and we can see the statistics. To date, they have sold over 15 million units, and it is a very expensive unit as well for a cleaner. So coming to more robots, in 2005 we started getting war machines. So on the left you can see that's an entire machine which can probably win a lot of wars. Basically they use robots today to carry heavy loads, to defuse bombs, patrol enemy areas, and a fully stable robot like the one you can see on your left side, it can inflict heavy damage to a lot of personnel, guys, because many people realize this, because more than 2000 robots were deployed in Iraq and Afghanistan back in the day when the when you think about it, sure, war is not the answer any time of the day, but then machines can be used to save lives, where rather you would have a robot destroyed rather than a human life destroyed, right? So when you think about it, robots actually worked well in this situation. Then fast forward to 2014, Tesla came up with their autopilot technology, which is fantastic because this was one of the biggest breakthrough we have seen in artificial intelligence technology. So everything from autonomous driving, autonomous parking capabilities. So basically you can sit in a Tesla car, not touch the handle, not touch the pedals, not touch the steering wheel, not touch any buttons, and you can go from one destination to the other where your car is driving you the entire way. I mean, there is a law which stops them from going completely autonomous, or else your Tesla could come to your doorstep, pick you up, you could sit in the rear seat, and it could drive you all the way to wherever you wanted. So it's that powerful, and this was 6 years ago. So then coming to 2019, just last year in the field of medicine, this is the best breakthrough personally for me. And when I've been a fan of artificial intelligence my entire life, this is what made me the happiest, because when we have to think about cancer is something we do not have a cure for yet. But then when people started using artificial intelligence for cancer, they could actually reduce the reading time for digital breast tomosynthesis, which is basically used to detect the accuracy of a breast cancer detection in a person. And this basically gave them like a 60% chance that they could detect early signs of breast cancer and start a treatment which could save a person's life. 60%. When we think about cancer, anything 0 to 10% is a miracle. But then when we brought computers, when we brought the world of technology into the world of medicine, we started giving more numbers where basically 60% probability is like giving a person 60% hope when you think about it, right? So this helped in accurate early detection of cancer cells, whether it was malignant, benign, or whatever. So coming to what's next, what is the future of artificial intelligence, guys? This is where I want you guys to tell me what you think about the future of artificial intelligence is. Guys, head to the comment section and do let me know right now. So I see some good number of comments coming in. So guys, make sure you keep it going. So coming to the career aspect of it, right now we discussed everything that's been happening and what will happen in the future of AI. But then when you have to discuss about how we can go on to become AI developers, guys, I have a comprehensive step-by-step guide for you. So it involves a couple of steps, but let's keep it simple for now. Let's begin with step number one. Step number one to become an AI developer is to make sure you guys understand data structures, because with data structures, you will know what data structure can improve the performance of what algorithm and when. And when I'm saying this, it holds so much water, because it is a must-have skill where performance can go from really bad to amazingly well if you know what right data structure to use when. So step number one is all about I'm sorry about that. Step one is all about understanding what data structures are in detail. Coming to step number two. Step number two, of course, programming language is a must. And if you guys are not from a programming background, well, do not worry. With the right certification program, with the right hands-on, you can become masters. And in the world of data science, in the world of artificial intelligence, without spending a lot of money, even without pretty much going through a lot of unstructured learning, because a good certification program will get you on a certified structured path, which will help you learn and master all these concepts thoroughly. So coming back to step number two is where you will learn languages such as Python or R, and these are the biggest names when we talk about achieving artificial intelligence, because as I told you, programming knowledge pretty much starts from the basics, and it is very vital, okay, because without programming language, you cannot understand what's happening when we have to make our computers to be as intelligent as us, right? So when you have to think about working with frameworks which involve working with machine learning and artificial intelligence, we have so many frameworks, guys. We have TensorFlow, we have PyTorch, we have CNTK. So it's basically Microsoft's brainchild. It's the cognitive toolkit from Microsoft, and there is many more. But then at this point of time, you pretty much need to know that you need to go on to work with Python, R, TensorFlow, PyTorch, and various other packages like this. Even Scikit Learn is a very good tool to achieve machine learning. So coming to step number three is to understand how mathematics works. Yes, how math works, because if you know how you can play with numbers and how numbers can be churned together, well, you're looking at a lot of ways that you can make data a more efficient entity. With data being a more efficient entity, you can use those numbers to help achieve artificial intelligence, guys, because statistics play a very vital role when it comes to understanding and working with data. And in fact, let me tell you, just like data science, artificial intelligence gives a lot of weightage to statistics. If you learn statistics, if you know what statistics is, the basics of it, there are so many things. There's everything from the basics of covariance, all the way till helping deriving analytics which you never thought you actually could. Well, statistics plays a very vital role. Coming to step number four is, again, this is where you will have your hands on, guys. So you need to find a problem in real life. You need to find a problem, and then you need to make sure that you can formulate and understand the problem, right? So after finding your problem and formulating a problem in the real world, you will actually have to give a solution to that by making use of some sort of artificial intelligence. So back in the day, let me give you an example. People wanted to talk to their phones rather than type everything out. This is when chatbots started coming out. Google Assistant, Siri, Alexa, when Cortana. When you think about all of these chatbots, pretty much it makes your life easy. You don't have to type in everything, right? So you can say, hey Alexa, turn on the light in my room, and pretty much Alexa will do it. Even if you're sitting at office, she knows, she's connected to your house, and she can do everything for you. So when you think about it, this is how AI came into the picture. Someone found a problem, eventually they understood the problem and gave out a very good solution as well. And with the computation power of today, it is achievable. And then step number 5 is to ensure you can take your artificial intelligence and scale it right up to the cloud, because you need AI, and you need AIs in the skies, if I have to put it in one term, because everyone in the world needs it. And if it could be compatible with a cloud platform, I mean, there are multiple cloud platforms, like we have Amazon Web Services, AWS, we have GCP, Google Cloud Platform, we have Microsoft Azure, and many other platforms as well. But then these are the most well used, well noted ones. And the best part about it is that when you're taking AI to the cloud, understand that the concept of doing this is actually booming now. So if you actually know how to do this, if you're trained on this and certified on this, you will probably be the highest paid AI developer for the role that you're applying. I can tell you that for sure. And then coming to step number 6 is to make sure your artificial intelligence is not just working on one computer, it is working on multiple computers at the same time, because working on multiple computers can help you exponentially increase your computing power. At the end of the day, gaining some knowledge on how you can scale AI on this modern level infrastructure that we have millions of computers and millions of servers running across this world. If you can scale your AI to use all this computational power, then you're going to create something which is extremely powerful and magical at the same time. And this brings us to a quick recap of all the steps. Step number 1 begins with data structures. Step number 2 begins with learning a programming language. Step number 3 is learning mathematics and statistics. Step number 4 is solving the problems using this. Step number 5 is taking the AI to the skies or to the clouds, as I mentioned. And the last step is to ensure that you can understand distributed computing and horizontally scale artificial intelligence throughout the world, guys. So this brings us to the part where pretty much we need to understand the average salary of an artificial intelligence developer. Well, this is one of the highest paying job in today's world, but then the salaries you see on your screen are an average number, let me tell you that. So you can be an AI developer who's earning $60,000, or you can be a senior AI developer who's earning like $200,000 as well. But then to give you the spotlight of the actual numbers, here is how it goes. So junior AI developer in the USA earns about $80,000. In India, it's about 7 lakhs per annum, and in the UK, it's about 45,000 pounds. When you have to talk about a senior AI developer, it goes well north of $115,000. Again, way above 15 lakhs per annum, and lots above 60,000 pounds as well. But then, since I have to give you the average numbers to keep this to the aspect of all of our dear viewers, these are the numbers for you guys. And in fact, these are the numbers which are put out by a lot of analytics websites, a lot of statistic websites who have run a lot of surveys knowing what the average salaries are. So anyway, on that note, let me give you a quick fact of what happens when artificial intelligence is used in law. So you might have never seen this, or of course you might have heard it as well. JP Morgan is one of the biggest banking giants in the entire world today. So they came up with an AI model which basically did nothing but analyzing some sort of legal documents that they had, like literal documents. So it was so efficient, it did the job so well that the work which was supposed to take 360,000 hours, the AI model that they implemented could do it in a matter of seconds, like it was nothing. So imagine putting 360,000 man hours into doing something versus letting your computer do it in a matter of seconds. What would you pick as an employer, and what would you pick as an employee? I'm sure you're going to say the AI model, right? Well, of course. Then there is another tiny concern when we have to talk about artificial intelligence. Is it if does AI have a dark side to it? Well, guys, let me quote Elon Musk. He's a very famous entrepreneur. He owns multiple companies, SpaceX, SolarCity, Tesla, and many other companies. So this is what he has to say. He says that at least if there is an evil dictator, a person, then the person is going to die. But then if it is an AI, the AI does not die. There is no death for an evil dictator AI. It will live forever. It will haunt forever. Then you'll have an immortal dictator from which you will never escape in this world. So this is his particular view, and I thought it would be nice to put in his view as well, because when you're discussing about a concept, it is always good and well enough to discuss both aspects of it as well, right? And here are some of the myths and facts which are actually concerned when we have to talk about AI, guys. So the myth is that by the year 2100, super intelligence will actually happen, and that it will take over all of this world. Well, the actual fact is that it might actually never happen, or even if it happens, the chances are very less, because all of the AI experts disagree, and at this point of time, I can tell you, we just simply do not know if it will happen or not. And the myth is that only people who do not Luddites are basically people who are not technologically advanced, that they do not they are the ones who worry about AI. Well, not really. Even the most top AI researchers, the people who are skilled, doctorates, PhDs, these guys are also extremely concerned of the dark side of AI. And then coming to AI becoming evil, AI becoming conscious, well, not really, because AI turning competent with pretty much it'll have the goal same as us, and when this goal actually goes on to misalign with our goal, then is when we have to sort of worry, guys. And here are some more fun myths. So the robots are of the main concern. Well, not really, because I'll tell you misaligned intelligence is the main concern, because AI does not require any body, it just needs one internet connection to spread throughout the world. And it says AI cannot control humans. That's a myth. Well, yes, intelligence actually enables control. We actually control tigers by being smarter. You've seen circuses, right? Humans can do that to animals. And why don't you think a machine which is way more powerful than a human cannot do something like that? And it says machine cannot have goals. Well, not really. There's something called as a heat-seeking missile. It is a machine. It has a goal to go and destroy a fighter plane. It knows how to chase the plane. It knows how to go and fight it. So when you think about it, super intelligence is just years away. So let's panic. Well, not really, guys. It is minimum 2 or 3 decades ahead, but then it can take a really long time as well. So let's make sure, let's not spread myths when we talk about artificial intelligence. But then sure, they are fun to discuss with, they are fun to talk about, but at the end of the day, when we have to talk about real thoughts, well, here are my final thoughts, guys. Will artificial intelligence take over the world is something I get asked a lot. And this is my answer. Your artificial intelligence will only be as good as you are, because right now you are the one who's programming it. If you are amazing, if your thinking is out of this world, then sure, your AI might be out of this world. But then when it is as powerful as humans, it cannot think on its own unless something happens and we do not understand what that something is at this point of time. And the other question that I keep getting asked is AI a trending career in this particular decade? I mean, we just started a brand new decade. 2020 is still so fresh. So is it trending? Well, of course. Let me guarantee you, let me tell you this, and you need to write this down. It is the number one job in the entire world of information technology. Yes, number one job in the entirety of the IT industry today. And that is how much weightage artificial intelligence has. So coming to further learning concepts, if you ever have a need to learn more about artificial intelligence or any other technical concepts, well, I have a quote for you guys: an investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. This is by Benjamin Franklin, and it is such a strong quote, and I love it. So if you guys have to learn more about it, we have a completely comprehensive YouTube channel where we put out everything, amazing content. We take content requests from you guys and put it out as well. So, make sure to head to our YouTube channel and check it out. But if you're not much of a YouTube person, if you're a blog reader, well, we do have a comprehensive blog channel set up where we have thousands and thousands of technical blogs written by software architects, technical experts, and many other people who understand what the requirement of the world is when it comes to content delivery and making sure people understand the content. And of course, we have the Intellipaat community, where again we have a lot of people who get together to discuss and ask questions and answer them in the world of IT especially. So make sure you check out the Intellipaat YouTube channel, subscribe to it, of course, and hit that bell icon, and check out the blog channel as well as the community when you need to learn more about artificial intelligence. Anyway, on that note, coming to the artificial intelligence training program we give you guys here at Intellipaat. This is an industry recognized certification training program, and it has amazing reviews. We have over 2,200 learners out here, and it covers so many things. When you look at it, you'll be mastering CNNs, convolutional neural networks, perceptrons, TensorFlow core, graph learning, graph visualizations, RNNs, recurrent neural networks, GPUs in deep learning, Keras, TF-learn APIs, backpropagations, hyperparameters tuning, and the best part is you will be doing all of this hands-on, guys. So just before we get into the hands-on part, let me tell you, we provide 32 hours of instructor-led training, 24 hours of self-paced training. But then the best part about Intellipaat especially, that none of the other people do pretty much, is we give you 48 hours of exercises and project works. Because at the end of the day, here at Intellipaat, we believe that, you need to have the right hands-on experience. You need to have the right certification experience to make sure that, you can use whatever you have learned, the industry level projects that you do with us, that is the actual benchmark you set in an interview that you sit in, right? So, and we provide very good certification and job assistance at the end of the day. Flexible scheduling. Let's say you have a very tight packed schedule, then we do help you with flexible scheduling. So make sure to call our course advisors for free, and we can help you out. Then coming to lifetime free upgrade. Yes, so this is another amazing commitment that Intellipaat provides to all of its learners. So you have to buy the course once and you can keep it for a lifetime. If you have bought the course now, let's say 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you want to get back back to the course and learn it, you will be learning the latest review of that course at that particular point of time, because we keep updating, we keep revamping all of our courses to make sure it meets all of the industry needs every single time. And of course, we provide 24/7 lifetime support and access, guys. And then coming to a little bit about the course content, guys, there is an entire section about, who should take up this AI course, what are the prerequisites, and why you should take up, and much more. So make sure to give it a reading at the Intellipaat's website. Anyway, coming to the course content, actually, you're going to start by taking a quick introduction to deep learning and neural networks, multi-layered neural networks, ANNs, artificial neural networks, various methodologies, deep learning libraries, the Keras API, DNNs, guys. There is so much that you're going to learn and master, basically. I mean, I'm just opening all of these up, but then to learn it in depth, to understand everything, you need to, as I mentioned, you need to put in a lot of work, because at the end of the day, if you're aiming for the number one job in the world, then of course, as I showed you, it pays really well, but then you need to put in the work. So if you have to take a look at the entire curriculum, just make sure to click the download curriculum button, and you can get this entire curriculum where you can sit and glance through that. And of course, coming to the industry level projects we provide at Intellipaat, you have multiple projects that you'll be working on. You'll have the project name, the industry that you'll be working with, the problem statement through which you're going to actually solve the problem, the description of it, the highlights of it, and much more. It is not just one project. In fact, you're getting 3 industry level projects, and these are 3 different industries. We have e-commerce industry, we have the internet search industry. Guys, when you have to talk about this is exactly what adds weightage to your resume. This is what makes your learning the actual, it breaks through your mind, where you're learning so much of it and you're making use of so much of it. It makes you more intelligent to help you make machines more intelligent, guys. Anyway, on that note, we have sample artificial intelligence video as well, so make sure to click this if you want to watch our sample video. And this is what the certification will look like after you've completed our course. We are recognized in 80 plus MNCs, everyone from Mu Sigma, Cisco, Ericsson, Cognizant, Sony, Standard Chartered, TCS, Genpact, Hexaware, and many others, guys. And in fact, here are some of the training reviews and the reviews from all of our dear learners as well, so you can check out all of this section. We have a section on our course advisors, but then at the end of it, you might be interested in the FAQ section, because this is where we cover a couple of questions that you might have. What is our program, what are the different modes of training that we give you, how can we request for a support session, how are the certificates awarded, what is the job assistance program, and all of this, guys. So make sure to check out everything that you can about the artificial intelligence program here at Intellipaat on our website. And anyway, coming to the part where I fulfill you my promise, guys, here is your coupon code. So you will get a flat 30% off on all of the courses we sell at Intellipaat by making use of the coupon code YouTube30, YOUTUBE, all of this in caps followed by numeric 3 and 0. So make sure to call our course advisors, or while checking out from your cart, make sure to use this coupon code. And this is a special code especially for my dear viewers, so make sure to go on to use it, guys. And of course, if you have any suggestions, if you have any comments, make sure to head down to the comment section below and do let me know. But then if you need any more help, if you need to understand what course is right for you, guys, make sure you talk to our course advisors for free at the numbers given on your screen. I have the Indian number and the US number given there, and you can also shoot us a mail, sales@intellipaat.com or support@intellipaat.com, and we'll be more than happy to help you out at the earliest. And of course, our course advisors are here standing by 24 hours of a day, 7 days of the week, and 365 days of the year, waiting to help you all learners to achieve your dreams. And on that note, guys, you have come to the end of this session, and I'm more than excited to wish you a very good night, and I hope to see you again on the next one. Have a good night. Bye bye.